Yo,
I'm waiting for
look,
the iPad notes and all of that.
yeah. So I
Hold on, we going live. This joint be lying. It's
wait, so we're
loaded.
not even live yet. Oh, okay.
No, we about to be live right
Oh,
now.
let me get my phone real quick. I'll black myself out when I do that.
Trying to look. Yeah, for the most part, my scores is lower than y'all's, but I did.
I'm waiting for the iPad notes and all of that.
Yeah, so
Here we go. Boom.
What's happening here?
See, here's the only thing about this. With this screen share stuff.
You about to be doing a lot right now.
First of all, that's one. Oh, that's what I needed to do. That's right. So this is what it's gonna look like for folks. All right, we are live. Welcome to the RVA.
It's a hip hop show. We on the roof, you know. Yeah.
Welcome to the RVA Rap Elite podcast. This is the episode 29 recap podcast.
We got live performances.
No, we got live panel. Myself, Radio B, East Leo, Nicholas F, Dion Tillman, and Till Infinity Multimedia, the official RVA Rap Elite photog drone operator, sound tech as well, and behind the scenes. You know, we do a lot of jobs, but today we're here to podcast. This is not a Joe Budden podcast. Nobody's gonna get fired today.
Yo.
We're not gonna talk about any of our financial.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this much. Every time I see something like that, yo, always say to myself, I be like, thank God it's not my niggas, and I also pray to God that it's never us like that, yo. And it'll never be like that, man.
That's a fact. That's 100% fact. Let that be on the record. So here we are. Now listen, man. Episode 29 on the roof. One for the books. A classic episode. The vibe was crazy. The performances were crazy. The cipher was crazy. We had a historic Cypher champion win, first female Cypher champion of all time, Kula Von Seal. Definitely clap it up for Kula Von Seal.
Shout out to Kula.
Underdog story. Somebody that, really just continuously, you could just see that they worked on their stuff. The last episode was when she really raised eyebrows with her performance. And the crowd, definitely responded in like last month and as well this month.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I don't want to jump ahead. I want to make sure that I'm just trying to look at what you guys can see here on YouTube. All right, so we're looking all right. Okay.
I don't like that they can't see all three of us all of us.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. They only see, what are they seeing? One of us at a time?
Yeah.
Maybe we cut out the screen sharing for right now.
Hold on. There's a setting. All right. There's a setting where you hit view, and if you change it from standard, change it to side by side gallery, and maybe I don't know if that's just on my end, but if you change it like that, you should be able to see all of us lined up on the side.
Yeah.
So if you go to the thing,
you have it on grid view instead of speaker.
Yeah.
Now we talking.
Or no, it might be on speaker view, which means only one person, only the person who's speaking to come up with the video.
You talking about
it maybe
on the live stream?
Yeah.
Like on the actual Zoom meeting, we can see.
That's what I'm saying. The person who's running it,
really. No.
I know what he means. I know what he means. So
just because you have it, you can see everybody doesn't mean everybody has that same view.
Right. So wait, where is that at? Is that in?
It should be at the top right corner.
Yeah, top right corner. This move your thing over the. Keep going up somewhere.
He got to get back to the Zoom. Okay. He got to get back to the Zoom section. So yeah, I probably say take off the screen share and then do it.
All right, yeah, go up to the top right and.
Okay.
See where it says view.
On gallery view.
It's on gallery. So that might just be a limitation for now. We'll have to figure it out.
Well, when you go to screen share, it should. I think that's when you can decide what you want to do or how you want everything to be viewed.
Okay.
I think right before you started, that's when it tells you, do you want to open this window and all stuff like that, what you want to see.
Okay. All right. Do you see that, Steve?
Multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Nah, not that.
That. See, it's not talking about the live to YouTube aspect.
Doesn't say anything about the view.
Let's do this for now. We don't need to.
We could do it, however. We don't all need to be on the screen to look at the clips.
Right, when we're showing the clips. So I can just, when we ready to show the clips, then we can get there. Sorry for those that are watching us go through these motions.
Growing pains, man.
Growing pains. Yeah. I'm sure if y'all are watching, your family. So, it ain't but a few of y'all watching any captain. No, let's stop. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat here. Oh, shout out to Big B, Spielberg, Randy Wilson for tuning in. About to drop this link over here in our group so that we do this.
Dying over there, What is you smoking on, my G? What's going on? I need some.
It's that water.
Yeah, wedding cake, man. I think that's what it is. Hold on, let's see.
Nice.
No, that was ice cream cake.
All right, so in about 10 minutes, we'll be bringing Kula Von Seal on. So let's since we are going to be bringing her on, because she has another interview at 8:00, so she's going to have to be on and out. She's a busy woman now. You know what I'm saying? It's what happens when you become champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got kind of all kinds of obligations and things.
Busy and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she performed at the Live and Let Live event the very next day and killed her set. You know what I'm saying? I saw clips of it in Smith Night and everybody's stories. Had the whole crowd rocking, chanting, and going. You know what I mean? So she had great back-to-back rap nights. That's for sure.
Yeah,
you know
she went off, son. Like she had a moment up there, yo. Like it seemed like every bar was hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Damn near like it was just like back to back to back with it.
And the thing was that she would go in and out of the performance and the bars, and I think in the personality and that the characters. That's the impressions. When she did, it wasn't just that she dissed Trig. She impersonated Trig perfectly. Like it was literally his voice. Like, Kula, don't go too far. Like, no Trig. Like, it was so like you could totally see him coming up to her and saying that. So
saying that,
and
she jumped into a lot of different bags.
A lot of different bags.
She showed a lot of different tools and weapons. Like
when she said she was the only, she's like a female MC dominated by a field of men, and then she was like basically she was like impersonating the girls. Like, how did she do that? She hopped into that bag.
It got the moments where you thought she was sort of just talking, like she had like inner.
I'm really interested can we play it before she gets on? Because I'm really interested to get like her perspective, like going into writing it, like if she just kind of like went with it or if she went into it with a plan.
Yeah, man, her shots were definitely like sniper shots, man, and
it was calculated,
very calculated.
Yeah. It seemed that way.
Like I don't think she really wasted any of that verse.
Waste no bars. Like I said, that joint was line for line. Like there was a point when I was like, damn, when I'm gonna stop reacting to these ones? They just coming. Like you waiting for a dry moment. You know what I mean? But he didn't give you no. And then like the delivery of it in my mind, what I remember, like the delivery of it was perfect too. Like took pauses when there needed to be pauses. Like she was letting certain lines breathe for a second before coming into the next.
You didn't know what to expect from line to line. That shit was fire.
Yeah, like if you look back at the past couple episodes when she's been on, like it's progressively got to this point.
So last month was this, but it was not. It was scaled back.
Yeah.
It was like
this one was like that on steroids a bit.
The last one was like, she's just writing to get it off. This one, like I said, was calculated. It was like,
it was like she knew what she did right the last time, and then she doubled down on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like that's kind of the vibe I got. It was like, that she figured out the formula or her formula, and then she doubled down on it.
That's what it's all about, cracking your code.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you don't have to look left or right. You don't have to compare what you do. You don't have to compare what you do to what the next person does. It's just a matter of being the literal best version of yourself.
And I got a comment on that after. Well, let's watch the joint.
All right, so we're gonna play her verse. I'm gonna maximize this joint.
I did it once, I did it twice, and I'ma do that shit again. I'ma cultivate my pen and a room mostly of men. I say good, I like select music like sure. I picture bars and leaders cause the flow is hella fluid. Stupid, keep saying my name with your mouth. But you are what you eat.
I can't hear nothing, to be honest with you.
Drake dropped the girl when he shut my name.
I can hear it, it's just choppy.
Mad choppy. I can't hear it. Like
hey, yo, did you download it?
Like niggas stressing me.
No, I didn't download it. Let me see.
Yeah, streaming it might not be the way.
Because it's still buffering while it's trying to do all of that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, sorry, guys, man. All kinds of technical difficulties, man.
But while we going on that though, like I'm gonna say what I had to say. Like, that's the thing that I think everybody, like as we watch every week, everybody's trying to do stuff that's not them. And it's twofold. It's like you got to be yourself, but you also got to understand like what you're here for. So you got some people coming there that's trying to just, it's an open mic for them. They just trying to get their verses off or whatever it is. You got some people come there to battle, you know what I'm saying? Like battle over the beat. And then you got some that come there and try to appease to the judges. Cause we've seen that before.
With a smart.
Like, but to a degree, because to a degree, to a degree. Well, it's three of y'all. Like, so you can't appease to everybody because all y'all are judging differently.
Yeah, well, that was a joke, but at the same time, though, I kind of see it's like it also kind of depends like where people are in their like artistic journey, right? Like you got some people who are just starting off, so their thing might be, I just want to be able to get through this on stage. You know what I mean? And kick a verse. Then you have the people who are a bit more polished and been doing this for a while, and they're there for the rep. They're there for the name. Those are the, the people who are there to get blood. And then I feel like you also have a crop of MCs, and I'm not disagreeing with you, by the way. You also have like a crop of MCs that are like trying to grow, like actively. You know, like realizing like, yo, I have room for improvement, as we all do. You know what I mean? And taking it with kind of like the gladiator sort of mentality. Like, I'm here to put blood in people's mouths and get blood put in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Paul.
Yeah, it just. Oh, go ahead.
So Coola's in the waiting room.
Coola.
I'm gonna bring her in to wait, and I mean it's gonna take a while for me to download that whole site.
Dang, I was say we watch it with her.
Yeah.
I mean, you said we're all able to share the thing.
Yeah, so
I could try it. I just hope my shit don't crash on me. Hold up a second.
Yeah, I'll set the so let me bring her on.
Hopefully it still works.
Coola Conceal. Hello, champ.
Coola.
Can you hear us? I don't know if she can hear us.
Man, nonchalant right now.
All right, I got it up. Whenever we're ready.
All right, I'm gonna set the share joint.
Is there a delay? We can't hear you, Cooler. Your mic might be
No, you got you playing it or I'm playing it?
Might be muted.
Oh wait. It didn't ask me that time.
You gotta click the little 3 dots over my name and give me the access to share my screen.
Hey, cool. You got your mic on?
No, not that.
I can't hear.
Yeah, I can't hear it. She's not muted.
Yeah, but no. So
yeah, you got to hover over my name, like hover over me. You see where there's the 3 dots?
Mm-hmm.
Click the 3 dots and go to like give access to share screen or whatever.
It doesn't say. There's allow multi-pin, allow record, local files.
Hover over me.
All right.
We are a bundle of technical
difficulties.
today.
I mean, you said you can't download it.
You have to hover over him.
Or is it gonna take too long?
Stupid. It's taking too long. It's
download the 480. I could have swore you had just said we all had access to share the screen, but I mean, you know.
It did. Yo, when I was trying to set that up before, it gave me the option. Now, whenever I hit share screen, it just goes straight to it. It doesn't even ask that. Oh wait, multiple participants can share screens. There it is. Boom.
This guy here. All right. Well, you're sharing the screen now.
But you should be able to.
Okay.
Does it give you the option?
I mean, I'm sharing my screen right now. Can y'all see it?
Nah, radio probably got to stop.
Yeah.
There it is. There we go.
Here we go.
All right, we good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Before you play anything, we gotta get Cooler right.
Yeah, Cooler, what's going on?
Yeah.
Cooler, we still can't hear you. Can you hear us? Nod if you can hear me though.
She got a hand raised. We can.
Got a hand raised.
I feel like she got a delay or something.
Nah, there's no audio.
What are you are you on a phone or a computer?
You might be right about the delay.
What? Yo. Cooler.
Hold on.
All right.
Let me view this on. Let me hit view.
That's the right on. Is there a chat? Ain't there a chat function in this?
I'm messaging right now. Yeah.
Talk to us, Cooler.
Nah, I think she's trolling. She's trolling. Like,
use the chat, Cooler.
You got an AirPod disconnected somewhere? Are you Bluetooth connected to a speaker or something?
I don't know what's happening. Do we have
maybe
might have to leave and come back.
Is your microphone?
Now she didn't dial in.
Nope.
Oh, all right, we good.
Lord,
it's all good.
Don't try to come to me when y'all was having mad technical difficulties over there.
Hey, look,
don't
do it.
Yeah.
Coming for you.
I had to hit one button. Y'all over there like trying to reinvent the wheel and shit. Don't do it.
That's wild.
Yeah. Nah, we're not doing that.
No, thanks for coming on the show. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to actually
play it.
Yeah. So
you want to play it?
Yeah, Dion, make it happen.
Boom.
Can y'all see?
Yep.
Oh shit, man.
Y'all here?
Name brand. Y'all beautiful as fuck. Yo. I did it once, I did it twice, and I'ma do that shit again. I'ma cultivate my pen in a room mostly of men. How she do it? She's so into it. She's like, screw it. I measure bars and leaders cause the flow is hella fluid. You look stupid. Keep saying my name out your mouth. Well, you are what you eat, so you should focus on the south. Trick dropped the girl when he shot my name out his mouth. Did you do that shit for clout? I mean, what was that about? Man, Cooler, this is bars. Don't take it too far. Jimmy John looking ass, that's why your bars are subpar. Now we even, no reason for us to be displeasing. I see the birds in the room, killing season. My penmanship is on nitro, obese bars, no lipo, imperfect like typo, biversal, not psycho. The 80s also hydro. If you mention Rap Elite, you get a discount like a Geico. Gecko, echo, yo, who is this bitch? Let go like retro, slice out, oh in this bitch. Your boss a poltergeist, I see the boo in this bitch. Pucker up on the barrel, throw baby on that bitch. Let me switch up, y'all catch up. Bars are stuck in throats, it's like you picking up when I'm putting down. I'm Tracy Chapman in a fast car on NASCAR. Can't wait for me to spaz hard. Hammers like it's Asgard. Low key, I'm exactly what y'all asked for. Welcoming and transparent like a glass door. Shake my ass for what? You dumb fuck? When I bounce my bars on beats, that's how the clapping makes the big bucks. Licks fuck, I smell your fear, reminiscent of some big guts. I spit that dome, now your lace front is a Wigwood. Alopecia with that ricochet. Pick a day, any day. Present, future, past, I will take that quantum leap just so I can whip that ass. At last, MC has come along. Bing, bang, bong. Oh, now I'm good enough to get on a song. Yeah, y'all hear me now, but the sleep was prolonged. Writing skills is crazy. The doubt in me was wrong. When you call me to the table, it's Miss Queen Kong.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite verses of the season so far. That's a crazy
I'll take
verse.
any quantum leap just so I can kick it like
I will take that quantum leap, Tone.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
That's just me showing my age. That's all that is.
Present, future, past on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what dimension we in, Tone. I'm gonna whip that ass some way. Somehow. We could be in the westerns in the 20s. I don't care.
And see, that's the
that
was crazy, right? And your verse, you definitely was going at Tone. Tone verse, majority of his verse was definitely going at you. And then for you to both end up being the only ones in sudden death was crazy.
It's almost like it wrote itself.
It was really crazy. Then I could see you didn't expect to go to sudden death.
No, I was thinking top 3, but top 3 is sudden death, technically.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I told myself over and over again, we're gonna beat 6, we're gonna beat 6, we're gonna beat 6. Technically, 1 is beating 6, so I was right. But
Yeah.
it wasn't that it wasn't that I didn't have confidence in anything in myself. I just did not think I was gonna be in that position to have a send up. I didn't think that that verse. You know what? I don't even know what I was thinking, to be honest. I was just like, you gonna make some type of statement today.
Right.
I just didn't know what it was. But
definitely made a statement.
Dreamed of that moment, like big dick energy, rock hard of getting to that moment to get in front of Tone. That's just been like I'm gonna eat that nigga alive one day. And I was just over in my head, manifesting that without even knowing it.
That's been said a couple of times today that you've manifested that moment. And you know, I think what a lot of people don't know is that behind the scenes, after last episode, you actually challenged Tone to a one-on-one battle in the chat. And he was like, you know, he basically told you get your clout up first.
No, he told me no.
He told me no.
And I'm like, what? You ain't got no win. And I'm like, so you don't want to lose to a chick that ain't never won?
That's crazy that it turned out like that.
The karma.
That's crazy. Yeah, because he said he never won. And
you gonna end up losing to a chick that ain't never won.
So cool. I gotta ask you though, because like I usually watch around everybody's reaction and stuff, right?
Right.
From the time you got down there, when your name got announced, what your whole sudden death, you know, was a cappella, it was a freestyle, right?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts going into that? Because you didn't just rush into it. You took a little bit of time before you started rapping, before you started that minute. What was going through your mind then and then after when Tone was going?
Okay, so 1, I'm like, oh shit, sudden death. 2, you ain't write nothing. 3, everybody watching you. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna take every insult I wanted to give Tone in the chat, and I'm gonna be diarrhea out of the mouth with it. There's so many things I was just wanted to come in the chat room and be like, sit your little Napoleon ass down, bullying on everybody, extra light skin, lacking melanin. I just so many things wanted to come out my mouth, because sometimes Tone be blowing me in the chat because it'll be a nice little homeostasis in the room, everybody talking nice and chill about their occupation and their kids, and here come little Napoleon ass nigga just fucking up the energy in the room, and I just be like, yo, this little nigga get on my nerve. And it's just everything I wanted to say to him just came out, and it just so happened to rhyme.
It was the caution cone.
Caution cone was crazy.
The bowl of sherbet.
Yeah, the bowl of sherbet. And you know, you went. That's the thing about a freestyle, and we say this to people about freestyles all the time, is that it has to be impactful and it has to be something that pretty much people in the room can register as a freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Targeting something that we all can lay eyes on, and executing in a clever way is going to elicit a reaction that a written bar might not be able to elicit. So when you hit that bar, because it rhymed, I don't remember the rhyme scheme, but it felt like it rhymed really well.
It didn't just rhyme slow. I felt like I was just talking shit real slow.
Yeah, but you was putting
the beauties of acapella.
I think it tapered off towards the end of the joint, and it was like definitely the door was left open for Tone, but he just didn't bring it. Like
I thought the door was.
He stutter step when I mentioned something really personal about him. See, Tone Tone fucked up because he slept on me. He wasn't expecting me to come to sudden death, and he didn't already like reiterated and manipulated everything he could say about me via written verse too. So we already know my hair, my style, my logo, and my bi, and my gay. Like Tone did his research about me in his verse. in his written verse. So there was nothing to say about me in the sudden death. It would have been repetitive, you know? I never really said anything to Tone per se because I never dropped Tone's name. I'm talking about him because I'm reiterating about the person that's talking about me. But you won't literally hear me say Tone read this, Tone read that, but it's a given. So the sudden death was a way for me to finally say, fuck you, Tone Red. I'll punch your dog in your face. That dog shit fucked Tone up because he loves his dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 804 love his mom, like we love our kids, and he liked to hear below the belt. And I stung him when I mentioned his dog because he didn't think anybody would talk about his dog. He loved that damn dog. So I
actually did that in a battle before.
Huh? You mentioned his dog?
No, I did that in a battle before. Yeah, mentioned
that shit stung his ass.
Yeah,
give me out.
Some dirty dudes out here. Y'all wow.
If you had a question.
So can I ask you a question? Taking like yourself out of it, right? What do you think of Tone's verse? Like from an objective standpoint, his verse towards you, like what's your take on it? And you know what? It doesn't even have to be objective. No, his main verse, like the verse where he did his homework and he prepared it. Like
you mean the one that
was those
like,
are very direct disses at you. What was you thinking? Like what did you think of the bars? Did you like any of it? Or
it wasn't even a diss. It was an observation. Cooler got a fly haircut. Yeah. Cooler might be gay or bi. Okay. Cooler got a dick on her chest. It's my logo. It wasn't like a diss. Okay. They were just really cool observations that he could have, if he wanted to sting me, he could have been a lot clever and stung me, but it was just surface stuff. I felt like if he really, really wanted to sting me, he could have done it in a more clever way.
What about the sudden death verse?
He was stung. He didn't know he wasn't prepared. He didn't think it was going to be me. He was just using a copy paste template, and that's where he messed up.
Yeah, I was surprised by that because the sudden death verses that he's been bringing this season have been
crazy. Yeah.
And this one, it did seem like he didn't bring one or he deviated from what his intended or written sudden death verse was, because there was a point towards the end where he stumbled and it went into something that I don't know, like it just kind of, it never got to a point where it felt like it hit on anything. And when he stopped, you could hear like the collective noise from the crowd was like, I don't know, like
that collective noise from the crowd was like,
I heard it.
That sounded like, nah, that nigga lost.
Because I think we were all waiting for that one haymaker line to kind of like, because like I said, or like Radio said, your freestyle started out strong and it kind of tapered off towards the end a little bit, which left the door open for a counter of some sort. And I think we were waiting for that. But that one line or that 1, 2, however lines didn't come, and it was like,
I was waiting for it too. I was like this, he about to eat my ass up. And I was like,
I'm about to say, because I definitely got a photo of you doing that. And I was like,
I'm waiting.
And that's the thing about punchliners, like they can do that, right? They have that ability to throw that one line out there, but
but that's why.
But when they don't land, though,
you get out boxed.
They don't land.
That's why they call punchers in boxing. They say you always got a puncher's chance against a better boxer. Now I'm not saying who is the better boxer, but on that particular day, you were the better boxer.
Yeah.
You were able to not only prepare well in your first round, but you also were able to work on the fly and with your back against the wall and come out fighting. I feel like that added to the underdog story, the fact that you didn't even have a sudden death verse, and then you still put that shit out.
You know what? I just wanted to call also to note that that's only the second time in that in a sudden death that a freestyle won it. Like there was Fizzle once, and this is the second time. And we talk so much on here about how don't come here freestyling, like in your main verse, like we say that so often, write something, prepare something, whatever. But we also say there's that power of the freestyle if you know how to do it, if you can capture the moment, and make something special out of it.
It is definitely about capturing lightning in a bottle. And if you don't do that, then it just kind of
I would like to piece. I would like to piece their verses together, like Coolest first verse, Tone's first verse. You know what I'm saying? Then
when all of this started,
back to back,
it started with Tone. Tone dropped my name first, like not in 2020, 2019. This is going on in 2019 between me and Tone.
Yeah,
I don't know why you think it's cute to drop my. He'll be like, Cooler, do I get a copy of your house key? He'll say little slick shit like that in the chat, and I just be like, nigga, I just don't pay him attention. And then he'll be like, did you catch my name drop in the verse? And I'd be like, I didn't even look at your verse. So it's like
that last verse to this one, like last episode, or was that last episode or episode before that?
But see,
she went on like the bitch scheme, like it was just mad long. Like she said it, and then to come to this, it was just like, okay, yeah, you definitely had this on your chest to, like you said, you've been waiting for a chance to just get it all out.
Yeah, and it was weird when radio was like capturing moments. It's like the first time doing RVA Rap Elite, it was just like, okay, I'm here. OZ, Sty, Steph B, Leslie, everybody's like, Cooler, you gotta do it, you'll win. I'm like, I don't know, I don't think that's my thing. Cooler, you gotta do it, you're gonna win. I'm like, I don't think it's my thing. I write songs. I don't think this is my thing. And then O was like, do it. You can win, do it. So of course Spielberg and radio would be like, just study. And I'm like, I ain't these dudes. I don't do this. I do me. So just like, okay, how do you do you? I'm funny, I'm clever, I'm charismatic, I'm overly animated. Then that's just how I'ma do me. And it took 2021, March, April, and now May for me to be like, figure it out, figure the rhyme scheme, figure the formula, push the pen. How they want you to push the pen? Oh, they want you to be overly aggressive, but funny and witty and charismatic and crowd pleasing and all this shit, which are all just the elements of hip hop in the first place.
Yeah, it's all about exactly. So I'm glad you said that, because your story also exhibits something that's very important for the MCs as a whole to take notice on, and that is just the art of MCing, and understanding that MCing has so many different layers to it beyond just lyricism. So I would venture to say lyrically, bar for bar, there were possibly better written verses in that particular cipher.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at a cipher is the perfect space for all the things that a great MC does to shine, and the best all around MC is always going to be the one that stands out the most. And the goal in a cipher, even back when it was just guys standing on a block in a circle rapping, is to stand out. That's the goal. Whether that be from a bar, whether that be from a story, whether it be from something animated, it's all a collective thing. And if you can put all of that shit together, freestyle, written, you're the one that's going to be the most dangerous in the cipher. That's who rules the cipher, the one that actually makes people react. Like, yo, I have to react to this. Like, there's a oohs, there's a ahs, there's a jumping around, there's the guy that runs away from the cipher because he just can't take it. Like, those are the moments that you're looking to when you're in a cipher. And that's what you did. You know what I'm saying? And you also showed that you don't have to rap any particular way. Something else that we've been trying to tell MCs all along. When I say to study what the winners do, I'm not telling you to study their style. I'm telling you to study what they've done that's effective.
Yeah.
Because every MC can learn from. You should be learning from all MCs. There's things you did lyrically that I would compare to some of my favorite writers, but there's also things that you did from a performance standpoint that I would compare to some of my favorite performers, like ODB. Like that At Last, I said that was an ODB move. You know,
I didn't know if I was gonna crack that note because all my friends are singers, and I'm like, why y'all hold these notes?
That's what made it. That's what made it doper.
You gotta. They was like, it's not even about me holding the note. It's about the fact that I put that in there in the first place.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
exactly.
Shit, we're gonna Etta James this shit out. Why not? Etta James. Who is Etta James? Look at the little millennials and the Gen X's Googling Etta James. Well, you know what? I just taught you something, boo. Who the fuck Etta James is? Yeah. I don't care. You learned something. I was gonna belt that out, no way. But I was like, Pride sings, shit. B sings, shit. Singing can either make you or break you in this elite stuff too. So I was like, to sing or not to sing. But I was just like,
the context you did it in is why it worked.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the singing, if you can sing, doesn't really matter because really it's all about like novelty of the idea.
Right.
You know, and I say that a lot. It's just like how unique was that thought? You know, like that's what makes it special. It's like the thought behind it. It's like
the closing.
Yo, the fact that her mind even thought to do that was crazy.
The bing bang bong.
Bong.
So some people will be like, oh, yo, you know, if they want to criticize, they're gonna say, oh, that's real simple. Bing bang bong. It's like, no. It's nuance. There's nuance in that. Like, you don't understand, like that is not only performance, it's inference, it's basically the suggestive nature of the firing of the shots, but it's mixing that with something as old school as At Last, like an Etta James, and then coming out of that with
right on beat, hitting the target.
Nigga, like,
yo, the way you explained that, right, was perfect. That was a perfect explanation of why that line hit, yo.
It just and when you did the bing bang bong, it was not.
Me and you made eye contact when she said that. Across the whole thing. I'm over here, radio's all over there. She said that, we looked at each other and we're both like.
Cause nobody knew you was about to come. We didn't know what you were doing, so you
right.
It was like At Last, bing bang bong. We was like, oh, like and then you kept rapping. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't even give y'all time to relish. I don't even want y'all to have time to relish and sit comfortable in the bar. I want you to be like, oh shit, I gotta listen for the next one. Oh shit, I don't even want y'all get comfortable.
That's the right mentality right there.
Yeah, that was.
Every winner of Rap Elite for the most part, especially ones that have won repeatedly, and hearing you speak and hearing your strategy makes me feel like you're going to win again.
Win more. Yeah.
You're gonna win more. Because the MCs that can tell me why they've won.
Why y'all saying like I think you're gonna win again? I'm like, nigga, yeah.
We can't say so. We can't say you are, but
we don't know.
Because
a lot sound like your mind is ready for it, though.
A lot of MCs have not won more than once.
I ain't them.
I get that. I understand that. I'm not saying you are. All I'm saying is there's something that separates the MCs that win continuously from the MCs that win once and don't win again. And now that's not to say that we won't see those one-time winners win again. I'm just saying that there's something that has to click about how you adjust your approach and how you strategize your approach to winning that sets you apart from the winners and the losers.
Can I piggy? Yeah. Go ahead, Deanna. I wanted to ask a question piggybacking off that too.
Oh no, my question gonna be before she goes. So you ask
time. She got limited time. So
okay, all right.
I had a closing question. So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you first.
I was just gonna ask if you study game tape. Like, did you like go back and study what you did the previous month before writing your new verse, or you just went into it?
Everything is
I
new.
go off the beat. I don't write, then figure it out. I love to. I listen to the beat. I need to figure out where the pockets are, where the accents are with the beats, so I know how to write around it. I don't like to write before the beat. I like to write with the beat.
Got you. Or my question, because you said it earlier. You said when you did this verse, or at least when you started hearing the results, you expected at least top 3. Who else did you expect to be in the top 3 with you?
804. Tone.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
So who'd you?
I still would have won. But
so
still.
that's who you anticipated being there. So you anticipated.
That's her boy. Just
that's my friend. That's my friend. So
got you.
Always like when 804 is there. I love 804. We got a song together and everything, but I still would have won.
so out of the people that was there that day, who did you expect to be in with you?
Before or after I heard their verse?
After. This is before, when the judges are calculating the scores
real
like
life.
that.
Yeah.
You expect the real life?
He went dumb.
I scored real life the same in the first round. It was the same as I scored Tone. I scored speech and trying to think of maybe one other person that I scored all the same.
Speech, real life, me, Tone. That's how I thought it should go.
Yeah, I think we all
they were all at the top.
Chance Fisher and Chance Fisher.
Definitely
Chance Fisher. The same score.
Oh, did y'all say Fizzle? Something about Fizzle?
I had me personally, I had Fizzle a 0.5 less than them. Me personally. But those 5 I had all at the same score.
And it's unfortunate I couldn't really listen to Fizzle because I was chatting. So I didn't get a chance to like really pay attention to Fizzle. I love Fizzle.
Fizzle was in my
crazy.
I scored Sensei and Dub T in the same score as Fizzle as well, me personally. So that
you said who?
Sensei.
Dub T.
Oh,
Sensei, yeah.
I scored.
Yeah, Sensei was fire too.
Fizzle was in my top 3.
And I'm aware my head is on the chopping block. The whole first female with a freestyle kind of thing. And I think, I hope, but I know sometimes people look at the female aspect of, that's easy. It's just a female. She cool for a female. You know, I get that a lot because I had to be introduced as a female. Oh, the dopest female in MC. And I'm just like, you could just say cooler. You can just really say cooler because no one says, yo, Radio B is the dopest male host. Oh, the RVA, no, they don't have to say male host, male MC, male DJ. They don't have to say any of that. So to me, it's like, okay, we got a woman winner. And now it's just like, don't let the estrogen get you to the point where you think you can just come up here and be like, all right, I can take the crown. It's just a chick. It's not.
Oh, no, yeah. You wanted, we just had to let them know that you was the first one to be to win. You know what I'm saying?
And you rep for the ladies though, because the very first time you came into a chat, it was like, yo, what's up with the other ladies? Yo, I rep for, I rep for the ladies.
Yeah.
It's like that it's a two-handed, it's a double-edged sword in that respect because you want to rep for it, but at the same time, you don't want to
be labeled.
You don't want to fall to the box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I take the good with the bad.
Yeah,
it is. I take the good with that.
But I'm glad, but being a person that reps for the ladies so hard, for you to be the first female MC to win, it is poetic justice. And it definitely, we are super proud to have you as our champion. And we look forward to seeing what you do for the rest of the season. There's a good, I say a good 5 episodes left in this season. This is still a short season, unfortunately. But you know, that MVP, that road to MVP is there. You know?
Cooler coming through every episode with the bing bang bong.
Bing bang. I'm gonna say good morning, spitters. Bing bang bong.
That's a scary situation depending on who she point at.
Yeah.
The fact.
Y'all, congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
so can I get a pink hoodie?
Oh,
I find out. I asked.
Ain't that displaying feminism? Ain't that
you know what I'm saying?
Ain't that adding to the female color thing you were talking about?
It's a color.
But hold on. How about this? You write the names on the back, right? But it's the on the back as well, maybe. If you can't get the whole hoodie, maybe the type on the back, maybe. Hold on.
I mean, whatever. I just want my hoodie. And I kept saying in the group, hoodie, medium, please. Y'all thought I was joking. I was like, all right, they gonna understand.
Yeah, a lot of people told me they hoodie size and they never got one. You got one, so
okay. I know
a lot of people's hoodie sizes I ain't never needed yet. So
like radio. Did you pay attention to the verse when I was like, low key? I'm exactly what y'all asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Talking
that was crazy.
No, it was like his Asgard. So look, we've been talking about that.
That's how that setup happened.
I ain't beat the low key.
Yeah, Tracy Chapman in a fast car on NASCAR can't wait for me to spaz hard. Hammer's like his Asgard. Low key, I'm exactly what y'all asked for.
I grabbed Ease at that point. I grabbed Ease shoulder and I shook him. When I heard the low key, I shook him. I didn't hear the low key. You remember?
I told you I missed it. I told you I missed a few things.
I said welcoming and transparent,
like a glass door. Crazy.
I was like, they not gonna understand. I gotta really let these motherfuckers in their face. I'm gonna let you know I'm exactly what y'all asked for.
I be feeling the same way, cool.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, 7 times out of 10, I'm on Adderall listening to y'all, so I'm catching everything. Just so you know, yo, for real. Like that's how I come to listen. So I'm catching it all.
Hey, I just went back and rewatched it. Yeah, she looked dead at radio when she said that joint.
I looked at that bitch like, look at you.
She looked dead at him.
You know,
yeah, that was an ill setup,
and that's why I kept saying this line for line for line. You know what I mean? Like, when she hit the low key joint, I was just like, yo,
because it's so effortless.
This was a build up. This had to happen this way.
Yeah, nah, that's how it's supposed to sound. It's not supposed to sound forced, or it's supposed to just weave together. It's like braiding hair. You know, you gotta weave it together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm definitely I definitely pride myself on being a rewindable MC.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. MC.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go back and rewind.
Rewind is more fine.
It's the way that you perform though that also gives your rhymes that Easter egg feel. Because the way that you rap, it doesn't come off like you're trying, like you would be trying to be lyrical. It comes off more performative. So I think people pay attention to like the antics and so, but it's beautiful like that because that makes your rhymes like, and I was telling somebody else that I was like, Coolest rhymes are mad nuance. It's a lot of nuance in them rhymes. And if you're just looking at the surface of what's going on and just kind of following that, you can miss some of that shit that she's got in there. You know what I'm saying?
That's the Eminem in me. That's my favorite MC. He's my GOAT. So when I do stuff like that, he's probably my favorite rewindable MC. And I get a lot of flack for making M my GOAT. Such as
I'm not mad at that. He was mine for a while.
He will always be my GOAT. Just like that minority in hip hop kind of feel. You know, I am a minority in hip hop, not as much as he would because he's still a man, but it's still that, oh, he good for a white boy, just like, oh, I'm good for a woman, you know? So it's still that,
it's interesting.
That uber amount of having to go above and beyond consistency, rhyme scheme, showing out, showing up. It's just like, you just got to do more to stand out because you already stand out for being a minority in hip hop. So when people, they just don't get why you like that dude so much. It's just like, I understand that perseverance through getting through all, excuse me. Yeah, everybody's taller than me. Everybody's more masculine than me. Everybody's, you know, excuse me, I'm coming through, estrogen coming through. Boom, hear me. And then when they hear you, like, oh, did that just come out there? Look like she little. Like, where's that coming from? And it's just like, just to be heard. I study him. And when people say study a MC, I study him to make people have to be like, hold on, I gotta hear that back. Because I think she said like 18 things in that double entendre, which ended up being like a quad entendre kind of thing. I love words. Got A's in English major. So I just love words.
Nah, we love it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We look forward to the rest of your season and in the future seasons. We hope to keep you around and keep you, you know what I'm saying? So like there's a lot of big things that we plan on doing, and you know, we're happy that you are stepping into the light.
I'm excited about that. Y'all ain't got no understanding. But damn, here come Cool in there rapper league,
Nah, we love it. We love the enthusiasm. And you know, we will see you episode 30.
Roger that. I'll see you guys next month.
I'll see you then.
All right.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a good night.
You.
Bye-bye. All right. So much love to Kula Von Sale. Great interview, great insight on her thought process of how she approaches, you know, her performance and her rhymes. And it makes me appreciate her rhymes and makes me want to go back to her previous cypher verses. Actually, I've always felt like there were little things that she surprised me with in all of her performances, whether she did like a story, like when we were outside on Broad, she did like this whole story. And I was like, that was an interesting approach to the cypher, you know, but a lot of times storytelling doesn't score you high. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. We've seen Bravo do storytelling. We've seen Prize do storytelling. And these are great stories, but they're not going to get you, a lot of times they're not going to get you to win unless you keep that story short and get into some bars. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it full circle.
You got to bring it full circle. You got to do everything. You know what I'm saying? In order to get those 10 verses or those 9-5 scores.
You know what else I think what I think stood out about these last two verses is I feel like her rhymes were a bit more structured too. Like I feel like some of her earlier raps, she would like go over a bar, you know what I'm saying, to do it like it was more free form, right? Like it more spoken wordish sort of. But it's like now it's like it's bars.
She rapping.
Yeah, she's like hitting the pockets. She's bars. She's jumping in and out of flows.
I think it's more intentional in these past couple ones.
That might be the word. Yeah, intentional.
Into the Etta James joint, I actually thought she was falling off, and then she called the beat. I was like, oh, she playing that.
Yeah. We didn't know what she was doing. I was like, oh, then she bowing out. I
thought it was the end. Like I thought she was just ending it like that.
Like she still got time. Still got time.
That's showmanship. That's you know how much confidence it takes to do that. Showmanship. You know what I'm saying?
And crowd control.
You can't, right? And you can't teach that. That's something that, you know, because that's like, you know, to teach that, you got to take somebody to the roof and push them off. You understand? Like, that's the only way you teach that type of bravery.
Yeah.
Is take somebody to the roof, make them look down, and if they don't jump on their own, to teach them, you got to push them off.
Yeah.
To teach them that they got a parachute that they could land. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what a setting for this to happen at, on the rooftop.
Wow. All right, so let's get into the rest of the field. Obviously, You know, Tone Red had a very dope verse. He started out with the prayer.
Yeah.
He had the coolest shots, like you said. He basically broke down from the.
I would.
Go ahead.
Maybe we shouldn't, but I was gonna say I mean, look at that. His verse as well, but I mean, I guess we don't have to. But his verse was really good. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they were like right here and here. You know.
Yeah. The thing about it was, if you had to compare him, like he started off with, I guess, the showmanship part, because he started off with a prayer. He started off his verse like with a prayer when he was rapping. Then he went into Tone Red. Like, so that's what we talk about. So I mean, the difference was when we looked at that and we talking about it, like Cooler, there was so many avenues to watch and absorb that it was like, yo, and then not knocking her, but just watching the growth of it to see that it's coming from Cooler, like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
right. So he had okay, let's to get into some of his bars. He had the Cooler breakdown. Line that stood out to me was a monster with that girl like Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
He had
that was hard.
He had the Big B shot where he's like, yo, Big B not gonna win because you write your verses in a minute. That's something that, you only know like if you're in the chat, because Big B, like the beater come out like the end of that day, he'd be like, I got my verse. You know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't have his verse. And so he's like, you know, he was like breaking down, I like to teach my brothers, but they still won't listen. And he was flexing his position.
See, I haven't got to rewatch the playback.
He was flexing his position as the big man on campus, and you know,
two-time winner. I mean, he was
back-to-back winner, and he said in his interview with Cheats and Randy that he doesn't relish in being the villain, but I don't even know why he said that, because in all honesty, that should be his brand, because he is the heel, he is the national rap elite heel. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what Cooler was saying. Like when he comes in the chat, you know, that's why I was cracking up.
He's like the guy that
I love it
and kicks you in the heel. Like,
yes, like I love that. I love that he has that. You know, that he plays that role, especially when you think of some of the younger MCs in there. You know, who like don't have a hip hop hazing. Essentially, you know, like it's good to have a Tone Red around to tell you that you ain't shit and kick you in your ass. Like it might shoot a shot at you just because, like, just because you feel that way. Like I like that about him. Yeah.
The amount of MCs that have took name shots from Tone Red since
he don't care.
Like I mean, I remember when he shot at Sneeze and it was just so random, and I was just like.
Don't let it rhyme, yo. If it rhymes, yo, if you got a name that rhymes, yo, that nigga might light you up, son.
Like,
I like that about him, though. That's one of my that's a great attribute of his.
So number 3 was Real Life. I thought Real Life was by far his best performance. He focused in. He wasn't. I could tell he wasn't drinking. You could tell he was sharp.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, he flowed over that joint. Yo, that second shot. I'm feeling vaccinated bar. Yo,
I'm feeling vaccinated. The Bobby Boucher. I do whatever.
Bitcoin bar.
The Forex and Bitcoin ski. Like
the family proud. Something.
He already say. He said you Usher Raymond. You Usher Raymond do a Rand dance. You got it better than me. I'm like, God.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. Now this is the thing. He had some of the cleanest punchlines of the day. Like, like the way they were the way those bars were constructed, clean, like surgical. And he was doing a lot of full line rhyming too.
Right. And flow.
A lot of flow
switches.
Delivery.
He brought it all. He definitely brought it all, and he was early. And I thought he was. I'm like, damn, you trying
to
win?
Like
he was setting the tone, yo. He set a tone.
And this is the thing. He's shown like glimpses of this before, right? But it might be a thing if he might not finish the verse all the way through or something like that. But like he's shown that he is capable of delivering like this. Like he's another one that like he can win. Like he has the pen.
Oh, he proved he can win. With that was a winning verse.
That was a winning verse.
I scored him the same as I scored Cooler, and the same as I scored Tone. Yeah. He had a winning verse. So shout out to Real Life. Please, come back with that same focus at episode 30. I would love to see where you go from there. The next person was King Fizzle. I have notes for King Fizzle. The conviction that he brought, the storytelling, the transparency.
He's been storytelling a lot these past couple episodes. That's what he's been.
But this one was the beat was dark, and he harnessed on the darkness of that beat and talked about his whole history.
You gonna say the blood weight line.
Oh,
what it's like to lose blood weight.
Oh.
Hold on though. He broke down his entire history with Rap Elite and Southpaw, and what people don't really understand is when Fizzle first started coming around to Rap Elite, he was dealing with a lot of health issues. He was having an immense amount of surgeries. And through all of these surgeries and being in and out of the hospital and in and out of the hospital bed, he was coming and rapping at the ciphers and battling on Southpaw. So he's breaking down his entire history of what he was going through physically and mentally and spiritually throughout his process on these platforms, and the blood that sweat and tears and that he's put into this platform for you to complain about what your score is because you didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't get the score you thought your little bar should have got. But what he said, one bar that stood out was, I can tell you never wrote on tear-soaked paper, then paid to perform numbers that your peers quote later. And he said, I can tell you never wrote on tear-soaked paper, then paid to perform for numbers that your peers quote later. Any other setting, this would be weird. He said, any other setting, this would be weird. But the MC in me, I mean, do you know? Name another MC who's never lost sudden death. That's another one. Name another MC who's never lost sudden death. The only sudden death he was in, he won. So King Fizzle obviously is a very unique writer, a very unique rapper and MC. He doesn't use those pockets a lot, and that often causes his score to, be not where his pen garners. You know what I'm saying? This was one where it really didn't matter because he spoke so eloquently and so much pain was in it that it was almost like you didn't care that he wasn't in the pockets. And you could hear him clear enough to where the beat didn't drown him out either. You know what I'm saying?
Like you would have thought that the beat wasn't even there when he was rapping. And in this particular situation, it wasn't even a matter of, damn, is he on beat? It was, he focuses on him. Like
he took niggas into the vortex.
Yeah. And I think the only thing, because it wasn't in those pockets and because it was like a type of verse that was not able to connect to the crowd, because only if you knew, it was one of those if you know kind of verses, was the reason why I gave him a 0.5 less than I gave the top performers. Just a 0.5 less though, because I was so impacted by his verse that I had to score it very high.
Yeah. I had him a 0.5 below my highest as well. And he that blood weight bar, was just like,
and like I said, he was in my top 3, man. That shit was bars.
It's gonna be a classic. It's gonna be a classic verse. Next up, Chance Fisher.
Another one. I got
second performance. So polished, perfect delivery, perfect vocal. The bar's crazy. I have notes from him too. I make seconds out of greats. Raised by the flood line. I've lived my whole life trying to keep my head above water.
Yeah.
The
Kobe Shaq line.
Versus and take it to the Masters.
The Masters.
Yo, the fuck. I don't want fuck the Henny at the
bar.
Making sure I birdie these verses, then take it to the Masters.
Yo, the fuck the Henny at the bar. I can't even say all the wines he said he wanted because he got real exquisite.
Yeah. That's the thing. Chance Fisher is Chance Fisher when he raps.
Yo,
to know who Chance Fisher is, he's a fancy, cultured individual.
That was definitely cultured.
Now listen, then he said something about like Kobe, Shaq, and then something like taking it to the lake, like that Kobe Shaq lake. See, did you happen to write that down?
I didn't.
He was going in, and that's one of the ones that's
able to get
we had to take. Probably had to take so we can go back and review these things later on.
I scored him in my top performers as well. So definitely, for all intents purposes, my sudden death is actually Tone Red, Kula, Rel Life, Chance Fisher, and brings up the next person, which is Key Speech. I thought Key Speech.
Yeah, those are mine too.
Key Speech is on the cusp too, man.
He's been on the cusp.
Yeah,
he's been on the cusp all season. I think his very first one this season was his best to me. Was it the
24 joint?
24 joint, yeah, like
24, yeah.
That was just it. It was insane. I think what he does extremely well, he punches really well. But his punches get drowned in his delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Wordplay is so is
dense.
I would say this past verse, because even after like replaying it live, there were certain times he would say something real dope, but he didn't let it breathe.
Right. And that happened last time too. I thought it was a little better this time. What actually happened this time is that I think the setting where we were at, everybody's sound was crisper. You could hear everybody a lot better than you might have been able to hear them on stage.
Irony.
Yeah, right. But he said some things like my 5 mics can form my crown spikes. My poker hand like Jordan pants, wide range.
Yeah.
Chinese takeout, I eat the box out. Ask Penny out. He said no wrinkles in the flow. Ask Penny how hot the iron gets.
And it's like it wasn't even that he was over rapping. I think it's just one of those like it's so much, and for like the average people like to grasp. Like even me hearing it, I have to go back and really dissect every part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's real deep rap.
It's overwhelming. He has to space it out. That's my challenge for Key Speech is to space it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the rapping versus MCing thing, like if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You gotta. He was rapping like, dog, we know you can rap type shit, but you know what I'm saying? Now I want you to connect with us just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Pull us into what you're saying a little bit more.
Who is Key Speech? And I think that comes with adding a little more character to the performance, to where you can become a character. I think that's important in this thing when is becoming a character in the whole field. You want to stand out as this is what Key Speech is. This is who Key Speech is. Like we know who.
And the thing is, figuring it out here is special because that's ultimately what all MCs are trying to do.
Right. That's the whole point of this.
For those what is your formula? Yeah, and so it's all about cracking your code. And the beauty of this is that you're constantly in a school of MCs in which everyone is trying to figure out their code, and eventually you crack it and you propel, and that's what it's about.
I'm glad you said that because this platform is extremely, extremely layered and nuanced. There's so many This is all purposed. I want y'all to understand this. None of this is by accident. It's all by design. And I don't like to tell what the design is. Because when we were coming up in the era that we came up in that made us the MCs that we are, we were not told that this was the reason why the shit was going the way it was going, that it was supposed to do this to make us a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It was just something we were going.
You look back.
You look back and you're like, yo, the reason why I'm able to do this, that, and the other is because I went through this, that, and the other. And that's what Rapidly designed for. So for those that are saying, I don't do the cypher shit, I'm a songwriter, I'm an artist, I'm a recording artist, I'm this, I'm that. The reason why this applies to you as well is because that is what creates a rap star. Not just a guy that can be a lyrical miracle motherfucker. We're not trying to create a million lyrical miracles. We want you to get your pen right, yes, because that's a prerequisite in being a rap star. But the other aspects of it is performance, character, understanding and creating and building on your style and how your style can appeal to a crowd. You know what I'm saying? Because you want, whatever your style is, you want to be able to appeal to a crowd. You want to be able to get that crowd captivated. How can you captivate a crowd? That's what a cypher is about. Captivating the audience, whether that's a bunch of MCs or whether that be a larger audience that happens to be watching the cypher. It doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to impose your style on the listeners and the watchers. That's what this is created to do. So the MCs that take this the most serious, you'll not only see them win, but you'll see them progress in their artistry.
Sorry, sorry.
Look down for 2 seconds. I was like, wait, what?
So, but look, in the case of like Keith's speech, so he's established now that he can rap at a consistent level. So it's like he's at the point to where now, if he does the same thing next time, he's not gonna make it unless everybody else, that episode just happens to rap below that level. So he's like got to kind of find something
to set him apart.
It's more so deeper in the connection versus the bars.
Right.
And he's got to find that for himself type of thing. But, he's established that, like, we know you can rap, you dope, you know what I mean?
And that's the same thing as 804 Rel. So he wasn't there at this one, but I'm going to keep this short. 804 Rel is the same way, super consistent, always at the top of the list because he raps so well. He raps better than the majority of the field every single time. However, there's a lot of times where there's not something that will separate him from the pack when it comes to how he delivers it, whether it's memorable or not. It's a lot of like, yo, you rapped really fucking well though. You know what I'm saying?
And we're not talking about like theatrics or, over animated or like nothing crazy, but you got to come with harder bars or switch the flow up or be more deliberate with what you're saying. You know what I mean? Or, use some
or bring your character through. Like that's what it's about, is bringing your character through. But that comes with time. That comes with.
Don't try to be cooler just because you saw what she did to win.
Exactly.
Don't try to be cool. Don't try to be tone. Don't try to be basic. Don't try to be all these other people.
Right. That's why these ciphers existed with Busta Rhymes, DMX, Jay-Z.
Everybody
different styles.
But it was this type of rapping and these types of settings that created those superstars. So please understand that this is where the breeding ground of real artistry comes from. It's not just rapidy rap shit. This is where the mechanics come in.
I also wanted to point. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, I was going to say like you think like how a style like Busta Rhymes might get born, right? Like that's from a cipher having to stand out, and he perfected that in a cipher. He perfected that, took it to the booth.
Exactly.
Boom.
Right.
You know, like, and that's how these things happen. You know, like, even if you got a laid back style, you can be laid back and captivate a whole cipher. You know, and take that to the booth. It's all in how you do it. And if you really believe, you gotta be what it is you're rapping about. You gotta be there here mentally.
ODB used to be ODB in ciphers before he was ODB in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What he brought to the studio was what he used to bring to the ciphers, to the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta and look at Wu, for example. All those different styles. You know how many ciphers and battles that they used to be in? They used to battle each other in different blocks and different neighborhoods and shit. This is with those styles. That Shaolin shit gets born in the ciphers, in the battles. You know what I'm saying? In the trenches. This is the trenches. So, all right. So next up, I think was Sensei. Sensei, we knew what to expect coming in. This is his first time in a cipher. He went really far in the Rap Elite Madness. We know he's a 757 mainstay.
Wow. I feel like he's been in the cipher before.
Not the physical one.
The Madness joint.
Madness joint. He went far in the Madness, but he never actually came out to a physical cipher. So it was great to have him out.
I like it. He came like, yo, I'm not new to this type of shit. I like his
for sure.
He has one of the cleanest. He probably has the cleanest delivery. Like, his delivery is just
cut through.
Yeah.
But you want to know that something I noticed even watching his, and just kind of like one of my takes that I had just overall with everybody that performed. Everybody struggled with this beat.
That's what that's the same thing I said.
Well, I knew that would be. I actually
even with Sensei, there's a certain section like of his verse where it's just like it's not clean. I don't know if it was because of
I'm gonna tell you what
environment or whatever was happening.
I knew it was gonna be a tough ride for all the MCs with this beat. I knew that. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a certain MCs that this would actually benefit. I would have liked to hear Money Waters on this beat. I think his style would have flourished on this beat. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to perform. But I knew for the most part, the field would struggle a little bit with this beat because of the emotion of it. And it was just not a cypher beat, really. It's really a songwriting beat, which even though I heard Prize get some criticism for putting together a song on it.
I wasn't mad at it.
I wasn't mad at it at all. I was not mad at it at all. In fact, that's the first time I've seen someone actually try that, and it worked to me. I thought it was good.
I ain't really care for that. As far as like a rap, it's a rap cipher for one. I mean, I don't mind a little, melodic, melody in your verse or whatnot, but then you gonna take up another 4 bars, of time.
This wasn't the first time Prize has done that, and that was probably my only critique that he did a full.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dog, we know you fired, so don't cheat us. Give us all them bars, man.
Well, that's my thing. I felt that the delivery of it was very dope because he hit a different pocket with that joint than anybody hit that day. And I like that he did the song. The only thing for me personally was there wasn't any necessarily bars that necessarily wowed me. Right. Like, I liked the song sonically, but there wasn't no bars that made me go, oh,
it's one of those things. Like, if you were gonna do that, the verse in between the hooks
gotta be crazy.
Super potent. Like, you couldn't waste the bar. If he would have went crazy in between those hooks,
I would have rather hear it went crazy. I would have rather hear it went crazy throughout the whole verse, and then he had that hook at the end.
To me, his approach.
However you do it. This is what I'm trying to tell you, though. You can't really say that, because if he would have done it a certain way, it would have hit. Y'all saying that it's a chance he took. And just like Kula did what she did, if that shit didn't hit, you'd have been like, oh, why the fuck did she do that? It's not to really say that. Y'all try what y'all want to try. It's about execution.
Right.
So it's like, there was nothing wrong with the fact that he took that approach. It's just that it's a risk, meaning that out of 2 minutes, you only probably now got 16 bars, but you can win a cipher with 16 bars. It's just that 16 bars needs to be fucking killer. Like it has to be bar for bar, and then like that last bar got a hit, and then to a reaction.
Yeah.
And you go into your hook off that reaction, niggas is like,
gonna be lit.
Oh, that's great.
Well, like we said, like I said, the intent.
Genius.
The
And
intent.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you're gonna do that, one cool thing to do might be to try to get the crowd, do a hook that you could get the crowd into. So when you come back to it the second time, that you know what I'm saying, the whole crowd is rocking with you.
Watch us gonna have 30 hooks and verses next time.
But not,
like I said, you gotta have the bars for that. You gotta be able to be so confident in the fact that you can write 16 and kill a 16.
But here's the thing though, even with Prize, even though like between the mixed reviews he got this thing, the thing that I like about Prize is you really don't know what you're gonna get when he come up.
Ever.
You don't know if you're gonna get straight bars, you don't know if you're gonna get a story, you don't know if you're gonna get you have no idea what's gonna happen.
That's because he's competitive, but he's not in it for that. He really loves this platform. Like he will tell anybody this platform was pivotal in his life, and like and some of the things that you know he's gone through, and like he just cherishes the moments of being on that stage and among the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So he's up there having fun every single time. That's the thing about Prize. You're gonna see a smile on his face no matter how much conviction the verse that he kicks is. At the end of the day, he's having his family affair to him, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that. I just know that, bro, like you got a chance to be MVP, and if you leave that on the table, you're leaving it on the table with these performances, you're shorting yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's my message to Prize. If you're going to experiment, go ahead and experiment, but understand what you need to do. Like you've got to be potent. And I would like to hear Prize punch more. That would be my main thing. Like, cause when it comes to flow and rhyme structure, I ain't got no criticisms for Prize.
How do we even get to talking about Prize? Cause he's a little further down on the,
I
don't know. We do need to get back on subject. All right. So A-Yellow.
That's what we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wanted him to cover with
person that is mastering his style. This is a return for him. He's been away for a while. He actually went in the DMV and won a big tournament somewhere rapping. I was very proud to see that and won some good prize money and all of that shit.
Word?
Yeah, he did.
Personally, A-Illa had like one of my favorite verses.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
I would say
scheme, the principality scheme.
He had a whole Nintendo scheme that all connected, and it made sense. Like it wasn't even like he was just throwing stuff in there to throw it in there. Like it was,
I did feel like there were moments where he I ain't gonna not stumbled, but where he had a little difficult time transitioning from one bar to the next. And where the potency and how he said his words decreased. Almost like maybe it might have been a breath control issue.
That's how
I was saying. A breath control issue more so than anything.
But you know, I was just gonna say I like that he gave us an update on where he's been since been leaving. Because that's kind of like what I was getting from his verse. Like even throughout all of the lyrical things that he was doing, he was bringing us up to date on what had been going on in his life since the last time we saw him, and still addressing the MCs in the room. And I thought that was really just so like, yo, I'm here.
Some like, of y'all is like faculty now. Some of y'all,
he said, I've still been watching y'all just applauding like an absentee, like.
His whole vibe was like, you know what I'm saying? If I make it, I make it, but I'm just here to let y'all know I'm back type shit.
Right.
But that's what I would like that people are aware and thinking about the moment, thinking about the stage, thinking about the people that are in the know when they're going into their verses. That is what is going to help build the culture around Rap Elite, you know, like that sort of stuff. It helps to build the culture, build the storylines, and it helps you create your character, right? Like when you talk about your position in Rap Elite, it helps you to build out that character that we're talking about, you know. And so I
said that
I
too
like
about people that bring up things in the chat. It, you know, the crowd may not always know what you're talking about, but your peers do. And you know, sometimes it's really about putting that conviction on your competition. It's like sometimes like in a battle or on record disc, sometimes like you're saying some things that only your competitor or who you're dissing or who you're talking to will know. And that's the power of it. And sometimes the world can just feel that. They might not know what you're talking about, but they can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the craziest diss records that I think are crazy, no one even knows they're diss records. I know because I might have been paying a lot of attention to what was going on between the two parties. You know what I'm saying? And same thing as I've written them. I was
about to say
I've written records that's
one of my go-to
only small group of people will even know what's happening, but the ricochet of that is so wide that the hit dogs holler, you know, and that the rest of the world can pay attention, or the rest of the audience, whoever can pay attention to what's going on. So like, don't be afraid to do that, especially
to be specific.
Your competition is large part of the room. That's like 29 other motherfuckers. So if they know what you're talking about, you didn't hit.
That's a reaction.
Yeah, that's a reaction. You didn't hit a third of the room. You know what I'm saying? So you
I mean, the judges are tapped in too. So
get back to that.
We're listening for that.
That's a fact. That's 100% fact. So the next person was. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. We're going down the list.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. So there's somebody I wanted to bring up if we didn't get to them.
So. We're gonna do the top 10, and then anybody else that want to get honorable mentions, we'll do. Okay. So Trig was number 9. Trig, this was redemption.
Yo, check out.
This was redemption for Trig. You could feel it coming from him. He had 2 very poor performances the last 2 episodes, because I feel like he was overwhelmed with the work of his album and different things. Like I knew he was leaving the last episode to go shoot a video. I just feel like with Trig, if there's too many things going on, he will, you know, he will have a lapse. And this was definitely a purposeful performance from him, to make sure he redeemed himself. And I feel like he did. I feel like he definitely, you know, let people know, you know, who Trig was and what, you know, what he brings to that Rap Elite stage. Very the abstract rhymes and the flow pattern switches, and you know, it's
so rich, man. I copped my Duchess from Da Vinci.
So rich. You know what I'm saying? Like this is I didn't get to jot down my notes for the last couple of MCs. So I can't quote him. But I can tell you, you know, he definitely left his impact on the stage this time. And there was the passion too in that performance. So shout out to Trig. And then the number 10 MC was Dub T.
Oh yeah.
I love Dub T, yo. He's one of my favorites, yo.
Shout out to Dub T.
Yeah, Dub T had a wild verse.
Like, his wordplay, his references. That's for me with Dub T. It's like the things that he references in his raps. Like for one, his wordplay is crazy all the time. Straight underground rapper style. Like that rings off in my heart, right? But his reference points too. It's like they're unique. They're novel thoughts. You know, I really like him. If he can just get a cleaner delivery, and I know it's harder because his wordplay is so dense, right? His multi-syllabic, you know, his rhymes are so dense.
He said, you know, with Stat Central, I think this is something that we should do in Stat Central, is like he's like talking about like compound rhymes and how many times an MC rhymes in their verses being a statistic that we track.
That's crazy.
That's why technically speaking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a series.
I started working on that, but let's not drop that. But we need to
drop
that. But that's going to be something.
We got a lot of content coming, and another thing we really want to do is giving you those insights on what it takes to not only flourish on this platform, but flourish as MCs. I mean, this is a teaching platform. You know, that's the goal of this. You know what I'm saying? And so we want to make sure that we're doing a lot more of that with our content as well. So you'll get a lot more of that coming up. We're super excited about where things are going, and we're super excited about how passionate the MCs are. We had a great look. A lot of people are paying attention right now. Some people are only paying attention because of the roof. I hate to disappoint those that are watching for the roof because we're not going to be regularly on the roof. Don't come to us for the roof. Come to us for the bars. Come to us for the performances, the feel, the community aspect, because that's what we're going to deliver to you every single month.
You was about to ask me to pull up something?
Standing room, baby.
Yeah, we back.
I want to mention one person before we go into that closing. Top Burner 3000, new guy. Mm-hmm. He was fire, yo.
He was.
Then it was the dude from Harlem. He is from Harlem, right? New York dude.
Top Burner is.
He had a joint. He said, I got charged while getting charged. Like the way he talked some wild pain, like, and like he was crazy. Like, and I cannot wait to hear more of what he has to offer.
His real life uncle.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
who was this? Who was this? This was the first dude that went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yo.
Okay.
He was nice, yo. He was nice. Yo. Like,
and my man's he was about to take a flight, but he just stopped. My man Swapper.
Oh.
Yeah. That was one of his cleanest.
What was that?
Ever.
What was that?
Yo, he started out so crazy.
I thought he was stopped. I thought that was part of the scheme. I thought he was about to jump back into it.
That's so crazy. Most times people hold that against MCs, like, oh, that was whack as a bitch. Like the crowd would be like, oh man, we don't fuck with him for that because they don't know you, right? They don't know you, and then you do something like that, they get offended, right? Mm-hmm. It was people at the end that was like, man, why my man Swapping 9 stop rapping? I heard somebody say, what we do, we couldn't hit it. What did we do that we couldn't hit it right there?
I was saying the same thing because
it was fire. Like, dog,
I'm over here thinking like, yo, was the crowd like talking while he was rapping? I'm trying to think what was going on. He was like, yo, y'all don't deserve these. Y'all don't deserve these bars. I'm like,
that was
I don't know.
He gave off, but I don't know if it was that or if he actually didn't know the next bar and he just.
I think he might have forgot the bars and like
he played it
like yo.
Because when he came into the joint, he was like, "Oh, y'all not gonna make noise." Like he started off like he didn't want to do the joint. Like, all right.
But I do want to say though, if he sees this, that verse was hard, man. You shouldn't have cut that joint short, Like you was on your way with that joint. That joint was pretty hard.
He stopped.
There's a lot of
good score.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to speak on Sonny Koufax. Shout out to Sonny Koufax. He was Hip Hop Henry's mystery. Yeah. Very dope battle rapper.
Oh, that's why he was there. That's dope.
He was Hip Hop Henry's mystery MC. And great punches, great delivery. I thought his presence was dope. I feel like, obviously, I think there was some things that he could have did to up his score as far as like not taking certain pauses and things like that. But I thought his verse was very potent. I scored him pretty high. In fact, yeah, I scored him pretty high.
Yeah.
So, I think his overall score, he fell right. Matter of fact, it's funny. He was number 11. Shout out to Sonny Koufax, first appearance being number 11. That's an accomplishment, especially in a field like this. I thought Jamal was good again. He was consistent. I don't think this was his best verse lyrically, but I know that he was trying something. He said he paid attention to the last podcast and he was trying some things when it came to his delivery and being and adding some more conviction to his rhyme. And I felt that, but I didn't think the rhymes written wise were as potent as previous.
I think it started to get more potent towards like the middle or later end of the verse. Right. But the beginning half of the verse, it was like the delivery was nice, but there wasn't anything stand out. It was just good, right? Right. But then he started like hitting some joints, but it was kind of like later into the verse.
Then you got Deal Montana. I thought Deal Montana was dope. Very clean. He had a few bars in there that stood out. But I just think it's just more potent lyrics. But outside of that, I thought it was very clean. I was impressed. He scored high. He was number 13. So he scored higher than some of the people that we're used to seeing, like Prize and Big B. Like he's right ahead of them. So that's an impressive.
You know what? Speaking of Big B, though, I did want to shout out some of the things that he was doing though in his verse. Like
I love the new
Big B. Yeah, Big B came out like with some purpose this month, and like one thing that my ear picked up on was the fact that he was full line rhyming for like a good 8 bars of that. Like there. And like I was like, okay.
And I think it's also a thing where and you know he chose to go the conscious the social political route, which in a cipher it's dope. It fit the beat, but like I said, that beat is not really a cipher beat. So I think it put people in a mindset
right
you would have had to break out of. You would have had to listen to the beat and figure out a way to rap in a way that beat didn't speak to you in. And I think only people were able to do that.
And a lot of themes going on with different people.
Right.
Yeah.
Themes. And that's because you got a beat that invokes
that brings that
and bars.
That was the one criticism I had of his verse was that there wasn't a bar that necessarily hit me or made me like, whoa, but he got a good score based off of the technicals, that he exhibited, like the technical ability to do that. And I actually talked with him afterwards, and I was just telling him, like I mentioned earlier, just novelty of thought, and references and trying to think outside the box and be a bit more obscure with what you're mentioning in your verses, but I was impressed with the technical leap that he showed there.
I agree. KRE. She came in last minute, mind you. She was like a 24-hour,
crazy,
a 24-hour sub.
Yeah, she definitely got a good.
She got style. She has presence. And this is not a verse she got to prepare for. So I'm excited to see her when she has a full month to really prep and apply herself to it. You know what I'm saying? But she scored well for her first time, and under the circumstances that she was in, she scores number 16. That's like, right around the middle of the field. And a lot of people I know seem to have been checking for her, like when she got announced, it's like people came out the woodworks, like, oh, they were, hyped to see her finally be on the platform. So, shout out to her, and we definitely look forward to seeing you going forward. Madam V. I thought Madam V had a breakout as well. I think she abandoned some of the experimenting that she had been doing in some of the previous months. and I thought that she cut through vocally better in this particular verse than in the previous ones. I think that her presence and the way that her voice sat on this particular beat, I think it favored her. And yeah, I look forward to seeing also how she evolves with that, because I do think that this performance gave her a little bit more confidence than some of the previous ones have. I think she kind of was trying to figure some things out.
She was still experimenting with this one. Like after the playback, she was still experimenting. Like her voice is always crazy when she's rapping over whatever beat it is. But this one, I think the way she was rapping, you know, we were talking about like the pockets, like
right.
She was dipping in mad different pockets, and maybe just off first or second listen, I wasn't catching which pocket she was in. But that'd have been like my only critique of when it happened.
Right.
But I always love when she gets on the mic though, because she's also another person you never know what she's about to do or how she's about to tackle.
I really listen to what she's saying, because she definitely ain't leaving no pauses for you.
Yeah.
Right. Simone J, I thought this wasn't necessarily a breakout performance for Simone J. I think it was middle of the road. I don't think it was, any less impressive. I think maybe 2 episodes back might have been the one that I would say still is like her mark to beat. But I thought she was still good. I thought she was still sharp. She was clean. I think she still needs to inject more lyricism, more, I'm not going to necessarily say punches, but just a little bit more like some cleverness and some slickness into the bars.
It just always, I mean, this is my opinion. Simone J will have like it always be like a half and half. It'll either be a great start or be a great finish, but it always feels like at some point in time it turns into a freestyle, and I can't tell if that's just how it's being delivered. I don't know if that's the beat itself, whatever it is, but that's like my only thing. Every time I hear, I'm like, I can't tell if this was all the written part or just how it either starts or finishes.
Because I feel like in her writing she strays away from the rhyme, and I would challenge her either to figure out how to make that a technical. We lost Nick. I would challenge her to either figure out how to, which is very difficult, make that a tool in her style that can be effective, or to correct it as something that is a flaw and needs correction. One of the two, because sometimes things like that, you can say, yo, that's just, that's my style. Like for instance, Freeway. Like Freeway would do that shit, but he'd be also the person that rhymed every other syllable in the entire verse, and then and then goes off the rhyme. You know what I'm saying?
But it's intentional when he does it. Like Simone J is like, yo, when you're in school and they tell you how to write a story, and they're like, hey, start here, then you rise to the whatever conflict, then you come down to the resolution. When she get to that middle point of conflict, that's when she's hot. That build up gets there, then it's good, but then the closing will always be just like, it's just like, okay, that's the only thing like I would ever like critique on it. Just
color outside the lines. Make sure there's some kind of purpose for why you're coloring outside the lines.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you need to focus on coloring inside the lines, and then figure out how
to master one.
Right, master and I challenge all MCs to do this before you started going crazy with doing outlandish things with your style. Figure out how to do the fundamentals very well, and if you can do the fundamentals very well, then it will help you when you're exercising your style. That's why studying other MCs is so important. Please don't think that it's simply to bite. Like there's a strong difference between biting and studying mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this is. Like you have to. That's like if you were literal mechanic and you know, fix cars, and you never watched another mechanic fix cars purposefully. Like, you have to be able to say, like, yo, I understand what this is. I understand what that is. I see how he's doing that, why he's great at that. You have to, sometimes you have to mimic those things in your practice just to know that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might have to write lyrics out so that you can break down, oh, this is why that hit like that, or touch my ear like that, because all of these syllables lined up, and sometimes to the untrained ear, you don't even realize that that's what you're listening to. So, you know, it's very important that you study other MCs, especially great MCs, and have good taste when you're crafting your own style, because you have to know what works. Will Terrell also was a returning MC. I thought he was dope. I thought that his flow was a little too robotic, though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, choppy.
Yeah, and it might have been the beat. It definitely could have been the beat. But it was definitely
I feel like you could tell it wasn't his best. Like,
right,
he could have flowed a little bit better on that joint. I know
sure.
You could have done better on that.
I think he did have some lines that stood out. I can't call them offhand, but there were some lines that I thought were dope. But even in those moments, the flow kind of took away from that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't allow you to give that the full credit, because it's like you gotta realize too, guys, when you writing punches and you're writing things that are clever, that if you stretch the flow or you're lazy with the flow, it kind of takes away from that, because it's almost like it was easier to write that when you didn't have to constrict yourself to the rhythm. Like, I can say anything in a conversation that's clever or slick, but like fitting that within rhyme and rhythm is what makes it special.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to keep that in mind too when you're crafting your rhymes, that, you know, if this shit sounds like I forced it over the beat, you're going to lose points for that line, no matter how clever it is. But that's all I got note wise for the MCs. I think we went through the majority of the list. Shout out to Von Wave. I thought he was dope too, as far as his pen is concerned. I've had some people bring his name up, and actually somebody DM me about him, and I've seen his video circulate. I do think that Von Wave was a little stiff in his performance, looked a little nervous, didn't move his body much, was kind of monotone, but your pen stood out to a lot of people in the crowd. So I want to shout out Von Wave. That was his first time, but I think he enjoyed himself, and I think he'll be back as well. So I'd like to see his style evolve on our stage. And like I said, once again, this episode was a breakout episode. And the crazy thing is, episode 30 is the one, right? Episode 30 is we are coming up on our 30th episode. Like, that is a huge milestone. I think for us, for the platform, especially with all of the challenges that we have experienced throughout the beginning of all of this. We're on who knows how many venues, and through the COVIDs, the everything, we're still not only standing, but we're standing on the rooftops of the city, and we're, you know, and even droning higher than that, you know. So so our view on this shit is looking really, really, you know, beyond the sky is the limit. So looking forward to it. We're going to try to do our best to make episode 30 special. I'm trying to get as many of the biggest dogs that we've had on our stage. I'm trying to get them out for episode 30. Every MC of merit, they're
gonna look like WrestleMania.
If you have a pen, I don't care what your stature is. If you're not on Rap Elite staff, I would like to see you in this cipher. I would like to see this look like the Royal Rumble. I would like that. That's what I want to see. So am I making it difficult for Kula to defend her title? Yeah. Am I making it difficult for Tone Red to come back and seize his title? Yes. I am asking for our MVPs. I'm asking for our previous champions. I'm asking for anybody that ever smelled sudden death. I'm asking for artists that have never touched the open cipher, but I used to book them for live ciphers on Lyricist Lounge in season 2. I'm asking for them to come out. I'm asking for MCs that we know can just rap really fucking well, but think that they just don't need to get in the cipher. I'm asking you to put your money where your mouth is. Smack the 10 bones on the table, sirs, ma'ams and sirs. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this piece out of the YouTube and I'm gonna post it on the IG. And I want y'all to send it to your favorite fucking Richmond rapper, DMV rapper, 757 rapper, whoever it is.
Nova rapper,
Virginia,
North Carolina rapper. Man. If you can drive here, I don't care if you want to fly here, but don't sign up if your ass ain't gonna show up. This ain't the one. This ain't the one. Let me also say that we had a lot of no-shows. Now some people have very valid excuses.
Very valid.
Money Waters, a number of MCs have valid excuses. If you've backed out of multiple ciphers this season, please do not sign up for this one. I'm just gonna ask you, not because I'm saying you're not gonna show up for this one, just because give an opportunity to those that want to be in this and haven't had an opportunity. Because let me tell you what you're doing. One, you're preventing other MCs that really need an opportunity to be seen and to be heard from having an opportunity to be seen and be heard
and to grow.
And that was and to grow. That's a huge thing. This was a big episode for the MCs that were able to be there, but for the MCs that missed it, I am heartbroken for you, because this was one for the books. And, a lot of MCs were not able to get in because spots were taken. And then on top of that, my poor GMs who take their time out to do the drafts, to follow up with the MCs, to do, IG lives and to show up to the event. And hoping that
there was a lot of GMs out there this time.
Yeah, and hoping that teams can score well and they want to win. They're competitive as well. You're bombing their scores. You're absolutely decimating their chances at winning. Like those no-shows, especially the last minute no-shows, you are destroying their opportunities to advance in this thing. And that takes a lot out of somebody when they're trying to accomplish something. It makes their time wasted. It literally wastes their time.
But to say it also, when you think about it, how we were talking about some of the MCs who their first time there was a lot of last minute. How many last minute contestants came in?
I would say
to this particular one,
at least 3.
I'm looking now, and there were only 4 full rosters.
Yeah, like when you think about it, it's like
out of 10.
When you think about it, even the people who showed up last minute, like we don't even get to see how they fully are in full form because they don't get to prepare for it.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about, like the prepper, like the stealing somebody's chance to grow and actually test their skills and make a name for themselves. Yeah, it is kind of messed up. Well, it ain't kind of messed up. It is messed up.
I'm just gonna let y'all know now. If the last 2 episodes consecutively, and this is not for any one MC or any 2 MCs, there's multiple MCs. But if for the last 2 episodes consecutively, you were not able to make it for whatever reason or another, I'm gonna ask you personally to sit this one out. This is the big boy table, and it's not to say you're not a big boy or big girl, All I'm saying is we gotta give an opportunity for this to be one of those memorable episodes. And I don't want not only not any no shows, but if you're no showing, you're also probably not applying yourself to the raps like that either.
If we're gonna ask the MCs to show up, it would be nice if we could get all the the GMs to show up on most most episodes.
Well, I think we gotta also give credence to the fact that everybody's been kind of cautious with the COVID thing, but I think we are all getting outside more now. So I think what we did discuss in the chat, most of the GMs are interested in doing a live draft. So we're gonna work on that, because I actually have this idea of making the live draft an event, and if we can pull that together, then we'll make sure y'all know about that too, because I think that could be really dope. In the future, I definitely want that to be something that we do that has performance.
If you want to do that, you might as well make them rap right there. Like, yo, I pick him. Like, let everybody pick their first person, and then boom, that's who goes in the cipher right then and there.
We gotta. That's a reality TV type situation right there. We gotta die. We have to figure that one out.
You trying to hurt? But we
right.
Nah, that's like on the court type.
That's like
I got him. I got him.
That's an immediate. That's an
ball. Like,
that's an immediate sudden death round.
Or unless we did the draft but we need that time in between for. We need that.
They in the chat talking about some keep a tab by everybody that didn't show.
Nah, we need to put the GMs in the bracket and have GM versus GM and make them pick a rappers right there on the spot, and then you know what I'm saying, they rap they 2 minutes right there, and we advance the.
We try to have a in-person tournament right off bat, yo. Just that's just crazy.
Calm down.
He said he want bars, yo. That's what he want. Yo.
You supposed to just get drafted and go home?
He said, nah, you got to earn this spot, bro.
Big B said MC should be able to have a backup for emergencies.
Yeah, but that's still too much.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it. If that's the backup,
yeah, I mean,
it makes sense. It's just
that at least, but I mean but if you go into it with a backup, first of all, that backup, they
taking time.
They got it right, and they don't even know if they're gonna get an opportunity.
Yeah, like they taking their time out for what?
Right, and then you already anticipating the fact that you're not gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Like you
gotta understand this is a commitment. So the only reason you should be backing out is for an emergency. Like, we had one person who had to back out while they were there because of a true emergency. You know what I'm saying? If you can't canceling because you got better shit to do, or you got a date or something.
It shouldn't be work.
Yeah.
If you're getting called out for work, that must mean that you are on call. Now, if you have an on-call job, okay. But most people do not have on-call jobs. Most of the people, you're scheduled to work or you're not scheduled to work. You know what I'm saying? Or you took off work. A lot of people are taking off work to do this.
It's like anything. It's just planning. If you signed up for, what day it is, just you plan for it. And push come to shove, worst case scenario, like we said, emergency happened where you couldn't get out of it. But it's like, to know that you at least plan for it. It's in your calendar. It's in your reminder. First of all, you got to plan to write for it anyway. So that's already a task in itself, however long it takes you to do that.
But if you messaging us the day before and like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make it. Like, that's
a bad look.
That's a bad look. Like,
that's bad. That's bad credit to your name right there. That's
I'm not confident in my verse type shit.
Right.
That's bad credit to your name, especially if it's consecutive. It's like, all right, yo, like just.
But if it's a one-time thing, it happens. You know what I'm saying? And you'll never get a bad response from me. But I'm just saying this because we had so many back out. We had a lot of zeros on this one. And those zeros could have been filled with folks that really, really want this opportunity. So
you had Cooler say she was hoping 804 Rel was there for the challenge. Like
right. And that's the other thing. They
want the challenge.
They want to see you. You know what I'm saying? They want you to be there. So We're not gonna beat a dead horse or anything like that. But that we, I just wanted to get that message out there because it's important. Y'all gotta understand, man. It's more than just you. When you're signing up for this, there's more than just you on the line here. Especially when it comes to the GMs. All of these people are busy people, man. They're busy people. They're taking their time out to this, and they take their time to get to know you. They take any time studying y'all IGs, listening to y'all music to figure out if they should be picking you and doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? And you're muddying your name to them, and you don't know how. You got podcasters, you got journalists, you know what I'm saying? These are people that you got publicists, there's journalists, there's podcasters, there's all kind of people that make up, all of them do something. All of them are literal influencers, not like IG influencers, literal influencers in this culture. And they are, you leave a bad taste in their mouth about your work ethic and about your reliability and who you and what you are as an artist. So if you're trying to take your career seriously, that's another reason why you don't want to be an unreliable person. And
I be trying to capture the photos, yo. I be trying to make sure, I like especially when I see who signed up, I'm like, ooh, okay, like it's all a part of it, yo. Nobody just wants to see a name come up and then like it's a hit or miss. It's like, nah, like I look through and I'd be like, oh, such and such signed up. Oh, bet. Oh, it's about to be crazy.
Boy, Octane, yo, he called it bad, man.
Yeah, Octane got a 13. 2 zeros.
He didn't have 2 people show up, and he had the freestyler.
Top fundamentals. I feel like you have a lot of potential, but we haven't gotten an opportunity to see it yet because you have not put pen to paper. You can't get up there and freestyle every single time unless you're just up there for the fun and the kicks. But at the same time, like I said, it's getting to a point now that people are fighting for spots to try to be MVPs. You know what I'm saying? This is no longer just this. This is the space. If you're starting out and you want to grow to be great, it's a space for you. But if you're really just doing this for fun, and you're not trying to either grow or win, it's probably not the place for you.
You know what I think happens? Because it says open cipher, I think that's looked at as open mic.
It's not an open mic.
Yeah, it's a competition. It's
a competition.
It's a what's the word for it? It's a trial. It's a trial, like not a trial for your skill, like for your thing. It's a trial as far as to get you somewhere.
Right. It's a development breeding ground.
Yeah.
It's a competition. It is to develop you. If you're not doing anything to develop, you can't.
And it's not just the top fundamentals. That's anybody that comes up.
Right.
That's not it's not just them. It's anybody that comes.
I would say the same thing to Weems. I would say the same thing to an enormous. The last time he did show up, first time he actually wrote, he scored better. So I've been looking for him, but he's no-showed the last 2. Weems. Weems, so I don't want to speak on anybody's.
You don't even got to specify nobody. It's just the general concept. It's not an open mic. It's not an open
mic, guys. Like this
did he pick all 3 freestylers then? Because he had Weems and enormous too.
You know what happened? He didn't make it. It's his fault.
Oh, okay.
He didn't make it to the draft, so he got auto drafted. All the freestylers because they were who was left.
They were freestylers. It's just the concept that, I mean, even if that's what you do and that's what you do well, because we see, Cooler winning freestyle, and that's what you do, but it's not a fun come here for fun, get your rocks off practice type thing. Like, do it intentionally. If you still working out if you working out your presence in your bars, do that intentionally with the object you still trying to win. Because we've seen some people do that where they, we watch them grow progressively. Stage presence, bars, like everything has grown, but that was because they were trying to grow, not just coming up there just to
Yeah, like Rapidly is an atmosphere like where you still gonna get love and positivity just for trying. But you know what I'm saying? If you up there freestyling and it's not sweet, you just in the judge's mind, you just wasting time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Doing that month after month, it's kind of like, well, you know, what is the purpose? What are you even getting out of it? Because
that's a long 2 minutes to just watch somebody freestyle. And,
right, that's what I'm saying. Like freestyling is not for the first round. The first verse is not for freestyling. You know how incredibly talented at freestyling. There's only a handful of people in the world that I've ever witnessed that I could trust to get into the first round and freestyle and actually be effective.
Yeah.
I've only seen you like Supernatural, people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I could trust that if you want to freestyle for 2 minutes, you can make some shit.
Now there's been some people that they've slipped up on their verses and had to go into a freestyle. I mean, I'm not judging. I just give respect to it because it's like, yo, you still trying to at least come together and bring it.
I give respect to it.
Yeah.
I give respect to that.
But that wasn't your plan to go up there and do that.
Right.
I was like, oh damn, I don't want to just say
for 2 minutes, you plan to lose.
Yeah.
If you plan to get up there and freestyle for 2 minutes, you plan to lose. Because one thing about freestyling is, like we've said before, the effective aspect of it is trapping lightning in a bottle, meaning you're going to have to say something or say things that are going to be adaptable to the room. But those come in moments and flashes, and you hope to get in and get out. 2 minutes, you will have fucked around. Even if you did, you get a moment at the beginning. Now you got a whole another minute and 30 seconds where you done let the air out of the balloon. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, that 2 minutes is not your friend if you up there freestyling. It ain't. That 2 minutes is not your friend. You know what I'm saying? So please, y'all, put pen to paper. And that's another thing. The other last thing on the freestyling tip. We can't advise you. We cannot coach you. We cannot critique you. We can't do anything with a freestyle because there's no way to tell you how to freestyle better. Because it is not a strategic thing. It is something that you can only do in your mind and on the top and in the atmosphere. We can't tell you what you did wrong and did right because I don't know where your mind was when you did it. I can listen to your written rap and say, look, you can tweak this, tweak that. I see where you was going here with that, but you got to work on this, structure your shit like that. I can't tell you that with a freestyle. That's not possible. So please, if you want to be able to develop on this platform, if you want to be able to compete on this platform, put your pen to paper, man, and focus on how you can do that better every month. And if you are super talented at freestyling, then incorporate that when you have the opportunity to. I've never seen any MCs on this platform be able to write and interject freestyles in their written verse and effectively smooth out. That's some shit we used to have to master back in the day for these types of settings. That's what we did. We had written raps, but if we saw some shit that we could incorporate, that we could pull out on the spot, we smacked that in the middle of the verse. And it
sounded like it was
part of the written. You know what I'm saying? Like, or we made you now think the written was all freestyle. You know what I'm saying? That's the magic. That's what being a great freestyler is. It's not just getting up there and throwing shit against the wall.
Just rhyming.
It's just rhyming. No, it's snatching those moments when you have the opportunity to. But that's risky as fuck. But I'm telling you, if it works, I'm gonna give you way more credit than somebody that didn't take that risk. That's part of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So taking risks is another big piece. And that's the biggest risk you can probably take is if you wrote a hell of a written, but still have the balls to interject a freestyle in the middle of it and still get in and get out.
But
I ain't telling you to do it.
But even going to what we're saying, that's what this whole thing is about. if that's something you're trying to get off, you got to master your fundamentals first before you can do that.
Fundamentals. You got to know that written rap so well that you can do that.
You got to know the written so well. You got to know if you're going over a beat, you got to know the beat so well, and you got to know yourself so well to where you could stumble, but you got to know how to make the stumble not look like a stumble. You got to make it look like, well, we question it like, damn, was that part of it? Like we've seen it happen in rap or just, you know,
in general,
outside of, but in general, but it's just the fact that it's like,
it's not an easy thing. That's the special, the few and the proud. You know what I'm saying? So I challenge y'all to challenge yourself. If you've won before, challenge yourself. Cooler, challenge yourself. Tone, challenge yourself. You know, I want y'all to not get comfortable. You know, if Tone, I could tell he was not happy with the outcome. You got comfortable. You got comfortable in sudden death. We've spoke multiple times about what the difference in why Tone won the first 2 episodes and episodes in the past where he's come close and lost was he did not settle in sudden death for just mailing it in. He brought sudden death on a serious note. And this time he did not. If he'd have brought any of the sudden death rounds that he had in episodes 28 and 27 to episode 29, he would have won. Period. The door was open.
Yeah.
The door was open. If he would have brought that energy, he would have won.
Like I said, he kind of beat himself.
He beat it in a way. He definitely beat himself. And Kula, what she did was just so captivating because you could literally see that her back was against the wall. And she just fought off the wall. She fought off the wall.
Literally.
Yeah, and based on the fact that she was freestyling, like if Tone would have came with the bars that we know him for giving, you know what I'm saying? It would have put him over the top.
Right. It's almost like she rope-a-doped him. So it's like, yo, she's on the ropes. You're not supposed to knock the guy out off the ropes. That's not supposed to happen, right? But if the guy that, you know, that punched like George Foreman, he punched hard. You're not even supposed to be on the ropes. Cooler not even supposed to be freestyling. She's not supposed to not have a sudden death first. She's not supposed to be on the ropes. She was on the ropes against George Foreman. Only thing is, George Foreman was punched out. George Foreman was punched out. So Kula gets to be Ali, Boombaye off the ropes, puts Foreman down. This is what it's the Thriller in Manila. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is what happened. She rope-a-doped him straight up. They couldn't be a better analogy.
I can't wait for everybody to see it. For like those who weren't there, I can't wait for
because I see people asking with the funny face. Like I seen people asking, oh, I gotta see this. Cause how did that? So who did she beat? Hey, it happened, bro. She earned it. No, and it ain't really to be questioned. And that's one of the things we get criticisms for judging all the time. I'm never worried about that shit. You know why? Because we film it all. And it's very few times you gonna look on that camera and say they was wilding.
Yeah.
Not often that you're gonna look at the camera and say we were wild.
This is why I give y'all props, you know, y'all Nick. Like I give y'all props for being judges because
shout out to Spielberg.
And Spielberg. What's it called? Hopefully when Spielberg heal up, make a return.
Facts.
But it's just the fact that it's tough to watch relatively 30 MCs spit like for 2 minutes straight and have to like score it and then go, okay. Trying to even, and then as watching the energy of the room just go throughout the evening, it's a tough job.
It is. It's not easy.
It's a tough job. It's like, and the fact of the matter is, it's not like, yo, every episode y'all go into it with the same mentality because every episode is different.
Right.
It's different. The performers are different. Like every situation, the setting is different. every situation has been like a variable. So it's never like a, that's why I think I was trying to say earlier, like you can't even appease to the judges because there's no way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to do that. We could talk about it right now. Y'all can say, yo, I love bars, I love this now, I want to hear this. But that's what you said for this moment.
Because it needed, because this is what it's about. It's about how you impacted the judges.
I was just about to say how you make them feel, like
how you make us feel, how you made the crowd feel. That's what it's about. And however you got there is how you got there. It might have been bars, it might have been performance, it might have been free, it might have been a number of things, but it's how your voice cut through, your emotions. It's a lot of different things that play into those moments. That's why when people try to compare their last month's score to this month's score, but my verse was better this time than that time, and that please don't do that with us. Please don't do that with us, because it's about how that particular verse might have made that judge feel. And we're individual judges. That's another thing. That's another reason why I don't trip on scores. We're 3 individual judges that do not consult about our scores. We submit our scores independently, where I don't know what Ease is sending to the scorekeeper. I don't know what Nick is sending to the scorekeeper, and they don't know what I'm sending to the scorekeeper. You know what I'm saying? And he tallies and sends us the scores back. It can't be wrong. It cannot be wrong. It's actually impossible for it to be wrong.
And it was done that way. So it can't be wrong.
It's done that way, so it can't be wrong. It cannot be wrong. The reason why it can't be wrong, because what's right is how you made each individual judge feel. And those 3 feelings totaling out to a number. That's all it is. Ain't no wrong. Ain't no wrong. Period. It ain't no wrong.
Ain't no wrong and ain't no favorites.
Ain't no favorites. Let me say
don't get it twisted. We know what good raps are. Like, we know what good bars are.
That's why y'all are judges.
Ain't nobody whack gonna get up there and make us feel super excited to the point to where we voting somebody whack over somebody that's got super sweet bars.
That's why y'all are judges.
That's exactly why we're judges. And like, don't get me talking shit. I'm just trying to say. My resume says why I can judge. You know what I'm saying? Niggas resume say why he can judge. He's a legal resume say why he can judge. Spielberg is not a rapper, but Spielberg's knowledge on hip hop and his taste in rapping and MCs, and that's what he's built in, because we wanted to have a non-MC so that it's not super always technical about what he looks for. He looks for what he likes as a listener.
And when it comes to me, Radio, and Nick, we have literally been around the best rappers in the city for the past 20 years.
Even outside of that, y'all are 3 different rappers.
Exactly.
Like
totally different styles.
like so
different things. We enjoy different things. We have different favorite rappers.
And I'll even say too, to the whole concept of no favoritism, there are crowd favorites. There are like people y'all enjoy seeing, but it's not like they don't wow y'all every time. Y'all have been disappointed by a few of y'all, the people that y'all thought was going to come through and be great and dope. So it's like, that's why I said it's not just because somebody comes up, you like them, that they give you a subpar or mediocre verse and you're like, yeah, 9.5. It's like, nah, like y'all have been fair.
Yeah,
y'all have been fair.
Yeah, and
I just say that, like I said, I'm on the outside of it. I'm not judging, but I'm still walking around and seeing what's happening. I don't see their scores when they're doing whatever they're doing, but I can see the reaction. My fault, I ain't gonna say I see it. I capture the reactions. What's happening? So it's like I'm there witnessing to see. Okay. And even being honest, out of 30 rappers, some of the rappers are more excited when they hear certain people perform. But like you said, so it's like if you would press 15 of the other MCs that are in there.
If you impress your that's the thing. If you're impressing your peers, it's not for anybody else to say that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, because these are the people you're competing with. They're not invested in your success. They're invested in their own success. So to make your peers fans of you that are up there competing with you, that is a statement in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? So when Kula wins and all of the MCs she competed with are cheering her on and saying like, yo, she was incredible, She was incredible. The crowd said she was incredible.
We got the footage.
With the footage is there. You know what I'm saying? Like
nobody was upset.
Yeah, so just understand that we don't have no dogs in this. There is no benefit that I have for any one MC winning over another MC. Ever. In fact, like I said, it makes the road for MVP more interesting when there's multiple people performing at a high level, exchanging championships. It adds the drama. However, this is what I will say about the people that have streaks. I'm not going to stop their streak because they're streaking. I'm not going to stop it. They're going to have to stop it on themselves, or you're going to have to stop it as another MC competing with them. But me as a judge, I'm not going to short them because of their success. So don't think that's ever going to happen. But I'm also not going to favor them because of their success. So don't get comfortable if you've won a few. All I'm saying is you go out there every single month and do your best.
I think that's what we need.
Chips fall where they may.
I think we should wrap on that note.
We're gonna end it on that.
I don't know if there's any last minute things. I mean,
the last minute thing is signups start tomorrow.
Word, tell you.
Signups for episode 30 launch tomorrow. You'll know who the producer is. Of course, the beat will be a part of the download for the Cypher sign up. Also, Rap Elite Madness is this Saturday. Verses are due by tomorrow night for the MCs in Rap Elite Madness. So make sure y'all tuned in for Rap Elite Madness on Saturday. Give these MCs your votes. I hope all our MCs, all our Sweet 16 MCs submit their rounds. We don't want any no-shows in this, please. And let's keep this whole thing going. I'm just telling y'all, it's a lot. There's a lot to come from this platform, and I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you're watching right now, it also shows me how dedicated you are to this platform. There's about 8 of you still left watching. I love you. Thank you. And see y'all tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Photos are coming soon too, by the way. I know a lot of people are always excited, or sometimes I get a message like, yo, wait, they coming.
when my performance, you know what I'm saying?
They coming, yo. It's 30 of y'all, yo. Like, just relax. Plus performances, plus sometimes battles. I'm trying to make sure everybody's straight and got something to take away from it.
Man, Junior and Troy need day joints.
Yeah,
they joints.
No, he got joints for them, and they got everything. They got drone footage.
Yeah, yo, like niggas is greedy.
They living it up.
Niggas is greedy out here.
Shout out to Junior and Troy. Make sure y'all go stream.
That was a once in a whatever random time thing. Simply because we don't be outside.
My drone footage be.
Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta shut it down. All right. Peace.